It's been a while since I started this vlog on a Monday. Today's Monday. The studio is getting really cramped in here because there are a lot of packages. 2 more just came in today, and I'm about to unbox both of them. One of them is very, very exciting. Actually, they're both very. I am excited for both products. First of all, a little bit of background. If you're new here or if you just didn't really care, the camera I've been using for pretty much everything is that camera right there, the Sony DSLR A58. And currently I'm using the Sigma 18 to 35mm Artisan lens on it. Today, that's about to change, because I got a new camera. 2 packages. Hold on, I'm going to remove the shipping labels so I have less work to do in post. I'm going to open the one from Amazon first, the camera. So you can see this big mess in this studio in glorious 4K resolution. Oh, the box is so much smaller than I thought it'd be. There we have it. That is the Sony A6500. I have been waiting for this camera. Well, technically I've been waiting for this camera for a few days because I just placed the order last week. But I've been waiting to get this camera. I don't know, ever since it came out I really wanted one. Okay, Sony A6500 unboxing. Bunch of information. Looks like a little charging brick. Eyepiece. Camera strap, never use these. 1 battery, this is a small battery. Capacity is 1020 milliamp hours and a USB cable. This camera charges from USB, wow. And the camera itself, this is really minimal in terms of packaging. I like that. Oh man, here it is. Sony A6500. Feels great in the hand. My only gripe with this camera is the screen doesn't flip up or out to the side. Basically, this would be the ultimate 4K vlogging camera if the screen flipped to the front somehow. I hope they do that in the next iteration. And this is the lens we opened in the last video. I repackaged it again just so that I could open it all over again when I get the A6500. There it is. That is a Sony A6500 with a 10 to 18 lens. I love the wide angle. This is going to be great for vlogging. Also, one thing to note is that, bring the camera down a little bit. In the last episode of this vlog, I said that I would be getting my MacBook sometime this week. That is probably not going to happen. I filled in the order last night, and the estimated shipping date is from the 5th of July to the 7th, I think. 5th to the 8th. It's probably not going to be arriving this week, unless Canada Post surprises me like it did with this other package. So I'm probably not going to be able to assemble this awesome 4K editing setup this week. I will still be able to produce this in 4K with my setup outside, but if you're expecting something crazy like that in this episode, I'm sorry, it's probably not going to happen. I am very glad that the camera showed up though. I don't really know how wide I should set the lens yet. This is at 10mm, which is 8 less than the normal one I use on that lens. Actually, 18 is the shortest one there. I'm using 10 right now. But this is what the A6500 looks like in 4K, ultra high definition. I hope it looks a lot better. It's going to be a lot more work editing this footage, at least from a computer. But without further ado, I would like to open the package right here. This is the one from Best Buy, while the camera one here is from Amazon. Also, this is the mess in the studio. Wow, this lens really makes the room look a lot bigger. Alright, there we go. Now we are recording in 4K. So what I had before was actually 1080p 60. Even though this video is going to be rendered in 29.97. So 4K now. This is actually 4K. Okay, so now, this Best Buy package. What could it be? I already know what it is. This is a Google Home. It's like an Amazon Echo or Apple Pod, but it's made by Google. Honestly, I've been pretty excited for this product, but the main incentive for me to get this one is because Best Buy is giving out a free Chromecast if you pre-order one of these in Canada. We need a new Chromecast, so we went ahead and pre-ordered this. Chromecast is like 50 bucks, so, I was probably gonna get one of these sometime in the future anyway. So I thought I might as well save 50 bucks on the Chromecast. Alright, and here is the unboxing. I love how Google's material design extends to their product packaging as well. I love the consistency in that. Google has always been my favorite company. Oh, it smells like new products. Not a good smell. That's a nice presentation though. Google Home. Instructions, cables, so actually just one cable. So you really need a power brick and a cable. It's pretty straightforward, should be. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and install this in the living room. We made a sound.
Welcome to Google Home.
I'm still sick, but there has to be something done about this situation, so let's just get on with it. Apartment life. See, I always like to keep these little boxes around. That way I can store little bits of equipment in there. So I have to be outside to do something today. But first, I want to officially decommission the overhead setup that I have currently because this thing is a huge pain in the... I mean, all it really is like a green screen backdrop with a clamp on it. But in such a small studio space, it's just really hard to set up. So now we have our little bike mount back, and I'm going to try mounting this big camera to the bike. See how that goes. Oh, and by bike, I mean bicycle again, because actually this time my motorcycle, well, my driver's license has expired, so I have nothing to... Anyway. Oh, would you look at that? We will be heading out in just a few minutes. Oh boy. I'm currently going to the mall, taking the long way though because I just like riding my bicycle. I'm going to get my lens converted from A mount to Canon EF mount and then convert it back into E mount with an MC11 converter. Thing is, I don't know if the place I'm going to can do that. Guess there's only one way to find out. I love riding through this part. I'm gonna flip it to front facing. Yeah, you know what? This is what GoPros are for. This camera's staying in my backpack from now on. So for a long time I've had this shelf here. And it's a really long one. And I want to install it right there along the wall. Problem is, well, I won't be able to get it into any of the studs. So I will have to install drywall anchors, and according to IKEA's specifications, it will hold a maximum of 40 pounds if I install it without drilling into the studs. 40 pounds isn't a whole lot, but I think it can carry my stuff. I just want to put some nice looking, like maybe gaming themed stuff on top of the bed. Here's something interesting. These drywall anchors from Home Depot claim to be capable of holding 75 pounds up to. Now that is a lot more than what IKEA proposed. I don't know if I should trust IKEA or if I should trust Home Depot. I think I may go for an in-between, even though, you know what, I don't think my weight is going to exceed that amount. But definitely I'm going to be getting more of these drywall anchors. There are several points to which you can affix screws to the shelf. Definitely going to have to buy more anchors. Alright, it is like really hot out here. I'm talking like 28 degrees. Some people would complain that this is too hot. I would say it's too hot, although I don't have very much of a heat tolerance. I'm on my way back from Home Depot, and I got a carpenter square, as well as the drywall anchors that I was talking about, so the installation can happen. I just thought I'd take a break here, enjoy the outdoorsiness. It is nice being outdoors, but sometimes we don't get the time to just take it all in. So far this new vlogging setup is working really well. I'm just a little self-conscious, recording myself in public sometimes, something to get used to. One of the reasons why I started vlogging in general is to improve my confidence in speaking. This is a step in the right direction. And we are home. Alright, we're good. Got a change of clothes, and we are ready to install the new shelf. I have been waiting to do this for a very long time. It's just that I never got around to it. Okay, so the thing is, I want it flush with the corner over there. So that means I'm going to have to do some precise measuring. 32 centimeters is how far away from the wall it has to start. Good thing I still have my Snapchat spectacles on me. You know, I used to always complain about the summer heat, but this year it doesn't seem so bad. And I don't think it's because it gotten colder. I think my cold shower habit has actually amounted to something.